I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting.
Ha! We're all you need!
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dad Batch Podcast, episode 38. Happy May the 4th be with you, or give in to your revenge of the 5th. Either way, this is the May. My name is Stephen Schultz, and I am your host in the pilot seat today. And you know I can't do it alone. With us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, he's preparing for his date with Yarna Dal Gargon. It's Joe Lara. What's up, man? How are you?
Getting ready for that date. I'm doing good, dude. I'm excited about this weekend because unfortunately I can't do a troop on May the 4th. I got to work. It's a regular work day for me, but Saturday I'm going to do 2 troops back to back. So I'm going to wear the Mando in the morning at a library for about 2-3 hours and then switch over to TK a couple hours later in another part of San Diego for another event. And anytime you get the troop, man, it's fun. It's good. So
yeah, those May the 4th troops, man. It's almost like the beginning of trooping season for the year, right?
I'm taking next year May the 4th off.
Yeah.
I wish I did because, dude, there's I'm not kidding, 10 troops just in San Diego, and I can imagine where you guys are at. There's probably twice as many,
or 3 times as many.
Yeah. There you go.
We've got 30 events tomorrow.
Yeah,
In the garrison.
Wow,
that's a lot.
That's actually light. In 2019, I think we had closer to 60.
How many troops have you guys done in one day?
I did May the 4th. May the 4th, I think 2019. Yeah. I did 6 troops.
Oh my God. In one day?
I literally planned my day to my route was the furthest out, and then I just hit a troop every 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And then I finished it.
You just put your scout on and then drove through the parking lot and be like, hey, and then drove on to the next event, huh?
Seriously. Yeah.
6. Dang. Wow. Okay. I don't know if I'll do 6, but that's goals. You just gave me a goal to reach. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That's everything else good, man? Family good?
Yeah. Doing really good. Right now. So my son, he's at that stage where he's starting to do networking for business. So he's in Berkeley in Boston, the Berkeley School of Music in Boston. So I helped him build a website. So that's going, and it has all his music on there to kind of showcase. It's his portfolio, if you will, to kind of, and so he's networking. He's trying to get some intern work, but things are moving. It's really cool to see somebody young that's looking for work, but doesn't know how to navigate that whole system. and I'm coaching him. Right. And
you're been there, done that, kid.
But it's cool. He's listening, and
that's good.
He's super proud of his work. So yeah, it's a good time right now to kind of be a dad. A really good time. Yeah.
That's good, man. Let's see here. He's now friends with Meta Feed Help on Instagram. Oh. It's Raimi Shanaday.
I'm actually not friends with that one. I'm probably the only one of you guys that didn't get hit by that one.
Bro, what's up with that?
That's scammy. But it's okay because they've pulled down your posts, but they've given you a case number so that you can get those posts back up, right?
Yeah, and it was the same case number that everybody else got, right?
And they're now following me.
Had the same case. Yeah.
Are they following you now?
It's just a
they're following me.
People
scam account
for that.
I'm not big time like you guys. I don't have tens of thousands of followers, so I'm not big enough. I'm not a big enough fish
It's not
for that thing.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. I'm good. So there's got a lot going on right now. So I did 2 troop. Nothing like your 6 or 7 or whatever it
Oh,
was, but
shit.
I did 2 troops on Saturday. Had a ridiculously early event. First thing in the morning. Had to be 2.5 hours away at 6:30 in the morning. So you can do the math on my day that day. But I did a Ronald McDonald House charity walk in the morning, and then had an autism walk later in the day.
Worth it.
So brought out an oldie but goodie. I wore my Kylo Ren for that first one, and that was the
I
first
saw
time.
that.
That was the first time I'd worn him in a long time, and
TFA?
I've never seen you wear that.
I
When you
have
sent those pictures to us, I was like, holy
It's-
crap. I mean, I know it's amazing, but I've never seen you wear it.
I haven't worn it in ages because there's just been over the years there's been so many more Kylos that have joined the garrison.
Well, we
and
did
the
have
club,
that
so-
problem for a while. Yeah. SoCal had like 35 Kylos.
Yeah. I mean, give it a little. Din would be the same if he wasn't so darn complicated to make, but he's the new hotness right now. So
But you know what? I saw those photos and I was like, "Who's that Kylo? He looks really good."
no, thank you. As one
And
of
then
the
I was like,
oldest.
Yeah.
You checking him out, Steven? You're like, dang, look at
At
that
this
guy.
at this point, I think I don't have any way of confirming this.
I'll
but I'm
finish what
pretty-
he started.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll have what he's having.
God, this is why I can never get through anything. I'm pretty sure that is now the oldest Kylo, the oldest approved Kylo in the Legion. Still around.
Still
So,
active.
Yeah. There were. I was not the first, but I'm pretty sure the ones that got approved before me are no longer members. So,
Mm-hmm.
got an event at our dear friend Indy Speeder's school tomorrow. So excited about that.
Oh, rad.
And I'll have my din out for that one, and then I've got to go over after that to CBS Studios to do a news broadcast with them representing the Legion. So wish me luck on that. I do my usual, go in there with no prep and just kind of wing it, kind of like how we run the show.
I should ask Juan what Indy's going to wear, because you would assume that she's going to wear tech, but last time I ran into them,
She's not. I know
she's
gonna wear.
outgrowing it. It's so
Yeah,
sad.
I know.
She's
Yeah,
so
it
cute,
happens.
but it's like a little too tight, and she's growing, and it's 3D print.
I guess I can say because by the time this comes out, she will have already worn it. So she's wearing her like dark Leia, like the black Leia
nice.
outfit.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, nice.
that's what she's gonna have.
If she's growing up, she needs to build a Rekka.
No,
Indy was
Rami, can you, since this is our May the 4th episode, I saw a post today that I think actually you posted. It was like a memory thing, but could you tell the listeners and maybe some of these guys who don't know about the May the 4th day in California?
Oh gosh. Okay. So thanks for putting me on the spot. So several years ago, I think it was, 2017. I'd have to go back and look. We got the garrison got recognized for the work that we do by one of our local state senators. And so they brought a few of us up to the state senate up in Sacramento. And we had we kind of went around for a little while in costume, but then we also kind of had to put like suits on so that we could go out on the Senate floor. And they read this big old proclamation where they announced that the state was recognizing May the 4th as Southern California Garrison Day.
What?
So yeah, it was pretty cool. And so we got this big long, we've got a copy of the proclamation. It's all official on like fancy filigree lettering and parchment paper and everything in a big old fancy frame. So we've got that. And they read this.
Questions.
They read this thing on the Senate floor. So it was cool.
Brian,
but-
are you putting Ben Gay on right now?
Yes.
Wow, dude, we are the
I
Bad
can,
Batch.
I can smell you from here. Smells
Straight up,
smells like grandma.
Minty.
just putting on Ben Gay in the middle of a podcast, bro. That's hard.
I've
Damn.
got the icy hot right here, man. Just
Guys
ready
are-
to go.
You guys are killing me.
Rami, I have so many questions about that offline, but
I gladly answer. So the other funny story that came out of that whole thing was we knew that this guy was going to have trouble with some of our names. So we literally sat him down and like for 20 minutes went through the pronunciation of everybody's names. so that he wouldn't butcher us when he got out there. And I mean, this is like us Star Wars nerds talking to this state senator, trying to make sure he doesn't mispronounce our names. But he was cool, and we thought for sure he had it all figured out. And then he got out there, and I got introduced to the state senate and on TV and everything as Ramalay Camelot, and I mean, there's you can see on the video the moment where my soul just dies. even Nick was standing next to me and he's just shaking his head, like just looking at, just shaking his head.
I mean, Camelot's kind of
Ramalay
sick.
And so that became the source of memes and jokes that have still continued to this day. So there's like a picture they like photoshopped my face onto Vigo, the Vigo painting from Ghostbusters 2, and apparently that's now what Ramalay Camelot looks like. And they like made fake news.
Look,
That's so funny.
I know that you are a good sport and you'll just take it on the chin, but I mean, be honest with us here. Does it hurt when people say it? Does it remind you of that moment, or are you cool?
No, I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
So, I have lived an entire life of my name never getting pronounced right. So when it gets mispronounced in such epic proportions, like at that point, it goes from being annoying to awesome.
Well, I mean, how's it supposed to be? How's it supposed to be pronounced?
I say it every week. It's
Well,
Rainy Shanaday.
It's not pronounced Ramalay Camelot. I know that.
Well, I mean,
my real name is my first name is Raimi, and that's how it's always been said. Depending on what part of the world you're in, my last name is either Shanaday, like it is here, or Shanaday, like it is. That's how they say it over in France.
Shanaday. Wow. Okay.
Duly noted. Shanaday.
I think you should change your Instagram to Ramalay Camelot.
ZZZZZZ underscore.
RamalayCamelot.com.
No, you wouldn't have to, because you would get the first. It's probably
No one else has it. Well, not after everybody.
No one has
listens to this.
Ramalay Camelot. Oh my god, we got to make a.
Thanks for that story, man. Thanks for that story, and thanks for getting us sponsored as Star Wars Day for California. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a good time.
His biceps are burning 24/7 because he's the human rotocaster. It's John Rodriguez. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Yeah,
How's
I
everything?
have been. Good. My arms are not huge, but I have been rotocasting.
Been slanging and banging. I've been seeing his Instagram stories.
Yeah. Been slushing and gushing, as they say. But yeah, I've been slush casting some helmets and some shoulders. That new shoulder mold I made has been pretty cool. I had a troop last week on Sunday that was really cool. Am I allowed to talk about that, or is that like a?
It's public, right? Well,
maybe. Yeah, it's cool, right?
Wait, what?
Is
The
that cool?
troop that I did.
event?
Am I allowed to talk about it, or is that like not cool?
Ooh.
That's the question.
We usually don't.
Okay.
No.
So it was really
Usually
cool,
don't.
though.
So you did this.
Just go
video
on
thing
John's
that you
Instagram,
can't
you
talk
can
about.
figure it out.
I had a cool troop on Sunday. Had a
Well,
lot of fun.
let me ask you this: did they make you sign an NDA?
No.
Then you can talk about it.
All right then. Yeah, we got the
Winning.
troop at the it was the Directors Guild Association. It was an Emmy for your consideration event, and they were showing the last episode of Andor and doing a Q&A. Tony Gilroy was there, obviously Diego Luna, Andy Serkis, and the producer was also there. I can't remember her name. But it was really cool. We were both stormtroopers, and we were taking photos with people, and they'd pop up randomly, and we'd be like, "Whoa!" Get photos with them. Yeah, really cool troop.
What did Diego smell like? Because you were standing really close to him.
He smells very fresh. Very yeah.
What did you whisper?
like
in his
just
ear in
showered.
Spanish. What did you say?
Oh,
to him in
I was
Spanish?
like buenas. Like that means like
I know you did.
Like
I know you
buenas
did.
tardes.
He caught it,
like,
didn't he?
Like evening, and he was like buenas, and I was like, hey. He's
He
like,
caught
you guys
it.
speaking Spanish? I'm like, yeah, we speak Spanish.
In
Come on,
Spanish.
man.
You said that in Spanish,
yeah.
right?
No, yeah, in Spanish. Yeah. Obviously,
Yeah,
I didn't
was gonna say,
imitate
come
him
on.
in his face. Yeah.
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 You can speak
I didn't. Yeah,
Spanish here. We can figure
I
it
didn't
out.
troll him in his face, right?
Steven
but that was.
could put subtitles.
Yeah. No. But that was a really cool troop. We had a lot of fun, and I also have a troop on May the 4th. Speaking of May the 4th,
Nice.
I've got a troop in Burbank with Kiefer and Anna. You guys know Kiefer and Anna?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Shout
people.
out to the Jenkins. Yeah. And on Saturday we have a troop with Raimi at the Galaxy game. And after that is something that Raimi's going to bring up later in the news, just to tease it a little bit. But after that game, something's going on that is pretty cool, and we'll be there. So yeah, that's it. I haven't done much else. Yeah, I've been making stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Galaxy game. Gonna be good.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of May the 4th, it is Star Wars month, and he's spending his May the 4th, you guessed it, watching Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Brian Cook.
Heck yeah, you guys are all.
That's the most accurate thing ever.
May the 4th stuff, and I mean, I talked about it last week, but I just there's only like one troop close enough for us to do, and we did it last year, and it's like not that meaningful. So it's a Lego store troop, which is cool. It's fun. I don't know. Guardians 3. I want to go down there and cry it out over the end of Guardians. So
I have a little bit of an inside. I don't know anything, no details except for it's going to be good, and this is from a trusted source.
Luke,
It's supposed to be good.
Ghost Avenger said
James
that
Gunn told you?
Not that high up, but somebody in there.
Not that
said
high
it'd
up.
Be awesome.
Luke is usually a very good connoisseur and judgment of Marvel things, and he has not seen it, but he has very good taste, and he said that it was of Endgame type proportions. So I'm looking forward to it. But
I have heard that. I've heard that it's supposedly the best Marvel movie since Endgame.
Yep.
Which doesn't say much, but
I'm down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing that. I am getting a little jealous of all the May the 4th stuff. And Tori, my wife, was even ragging me. She's all, nothing. We're not doing anything. I was like, there's nothing here. There's nothing around. Like, I was like, do you want to drive 3 hours, 4 hours to go to something, and then drive 4 hours back? So
yeah, one way.
Dude, you got to go out there and you know how it is to get business. You got to get the same way with troops, dude.
So go to the local places and saying, "Hey, do you want a Vader showing up for the kiddies?
You want Star Wars people coming over?"
There was a children's oncology long-term oncology place next to my work.
Yeah.
And it's just for kids, right? And I was driving by there one day, and I just walked into. I pulled over and I walked into the office, and apparently, because staff at these places, it just changes the turnover over the years, and so they had no clue who we were or what we did in the 501st Legion. So I explained to them. We did the troop. We actually set a troop up, and then afterwards, we found out through some of our older members in the squad that we had trooped that place many, many, many years ago. But like I said, because of the turnover in the staff, they forget, or it's not their priority,
They lose contact. Yeah.
Had an opportunity. I mean, it's an hour until we're anywhere. Like Charlotte is an hour away to get into something of that level. But yeah, I don't know. A little disappointed hearing all you guys troop, but that's how it is. So I'll let you know how Guardians is.
That'll be on the review next week.
Yes.
Let's see here. Was that everybody?
You? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, did you go?
Oh no, I'm good.
How you doing?
What you doing? How you doing? How's your week? What'd you get into?
Traded in the wife's car for a new car, so she's happy.
Oh, what'd you get? What kind of car did you get? What'd you trade in and what'd you get?
She had a Model 3, and then she traded in for a Model Y.
Oh,
Is that
SUV.
the one with the
Yeah.
gull wing?
No.
That's
No,
the
we're
X.
not we're not that fancy.
Okay,
We're
okay,
balling on a
okay.
budget over here.
Still,
I don't know, Hollywood. You're kind of Hollywood, man. So
yeah,
Shut
that's
up.
pretty Hollywood right there. Damn, zero emission.
Well, the trade-in value, they were giving us more than what we owed, so it's like.
did you
I
buy
don't
that
know.
car with an app? 'Cause I heard that's how it is. That's the only way, right? It's through the app.
That's it, dude. Like when you pick up the car, you unlock it. You pull up to the parking lot. You unlock it with your phone, and then you sign the documents on your phone, and then
There's
you
no
just drive,
dealer anymore.
and
Like
then you just drive away.
that's
What?
done, dude. There's
Yeah,
no
it's-
dealer.
It's just a
It's-
parking lot.
The only thing I don't like about that, you can't negotiate. You like that is it. There's no negotiation.
haggling.
for that
Yeah,
car.
this is the price. Buy it or leave.
I've
That's
never
what-
done that.
Actually,
That's why we love it, because we'll
it's
never
actually like that.
Yeah.
I like.
No,
that
I
too.
love to negotiate, dude. Like,
Gosh.
oh, I love that, dude.
Pain, dude. It's
You're like,
Great,
what's the invoice? Give me the invoice. I want to see the invoice.
Give me the
dude. I get what I
Crosshair.
want. Oh yeah,
I get what I want.
I get what I want.
But we had some yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been pretty chill here. There's something I want to talk about in the workbench though. So I will just say thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you'd like to rep your support of the show, pick up one of our limited edition t-shirts or hoodies at thedadbatch.com.
This garbage is nothing like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
Well, all right. Like I mentioned briefly in the intro, I've been making a decent amount of helmet castings and shoulder castings that been getting out to people, and I just picked up some heavies to paint, which is almost over. Like I also mentioned before,
Is
I
that
think
the
I have
last
9
one?
left officially. Huh?
That's your last
It's the
group that you picked up.
I have 5, so these 5 will go out, and then I'll have the last 4, I think.
Nice.
And that'll be that for those. But I also, and I painted. I don't know if you can see back here, this Clone Trooper helmet. I
That's
painted
a sexy
that
helmet.
a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
it looks great.
I am stoked on it. Thank you guys.
Now, is that the sanitized one? The Kenobi?
Yes. So this is the sanitized high ground. Yeah, the Kenobi live action clone. It's a cool helmet. The ear caps are separate when you buy it, and obviously all the little greaves. So it's really good. Oh, and the black
rim?
stripe is it's a rubber, like I don't know, it's a rubber,
Like
it's a
the
piece of
DK rubber. Yeah.
Yeah, or it might be silicone actually. I'm not sure, but it's really cool. It's really really cool. Yeah, awesome helmet. Finish that, and I think that's it. That's all
What's
I
up
did.
with that chest plate behind you? That's looking pretty spiffy.
What chest plate?
The one behind you.
On your Mando.
Oh,
The one you
I did
repainted.
that too. Yeah.
Come on,
I did
don't
leave
us
repaint that.
Leave it things out.
Yeah,
We gotta talk about
it's
all
the
of it.
same color. It's just I put Alumoluster shrapnel as the base, because the last one was just blue with like some silver markings on it. It wasn't really. This is like pre Alumoluster, so I like just a refresh. It's not really a new paint job, but just a refresh of the same paint job.
Is it the same shade of blue?
Same exact blue. Yeah, same exact blue. The pattern of the weathering's a little different, and I did do my shoulder as well, the white shoulder.
That's pretty cool. That blue just looks more. I know it's the same, but it looks richer. Like
Can
it
you
looks,
send me?
Yeah.
Can you send me that color? What color
Yeah.
are you using for that?
It's wildflower blue, Rust-Oleum.
Okay.
Wildflower.
I used that
blue.
same blue on Kim's Mando, but a little bit of it because it fades. It's purple and then it
Yeah,
fades to blue.
I
used that same blue.
recognized it. Yeah.
I want to
It's
use
very
I want to
specific.
use that blue on my OC Mando.
It's nice, dude.
Yeah,
It's nice.
buddy. Yeah. You can look like we're on the same
Nice.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But that's it. That's all I did then. A few things.
I can go next.
That's it.
So took some pictures with my wife in her Mando kit finally submitted those for pre-approval. There's you can do with your local clan a pre-approval before you go to the big one. You don't have to, but it's another set of eyes. They
For the
spotted some things
Mandalorian mercs.
for the Mandalorian mercs, exactly. And then I already knew I needed to make some adjustments. So either maybe after the pod, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if she's up to suiting up, which she always is. I want her kind of put on the boots and put some more mud. So basically, it's like you just get some glue and some Fuller's Earth and some brown paint, and you literally make mud, and it paints on and it doesn't come off. I did that for my mine, and it looks like I stepped in mud, and it's pretty cool. It looks great. I'm gonna do the same thing and just kind of splatter the bottom of the boots, blend it up, and then I need to add some weathering to her little cape. So that's what I'm working on, and then also for Tech Season 2, I started outlining where I'm going to put the BFMs, the big magnets for the backpack installation, and dude, like these things came in the mail yesterday, and I almost took off my fingers. Like they are so strong. I'm not kidding. Like you will break your fingers if you get them stuck.
Yeah.
So be careful out there. Yeah.
BFMs are no joke. Just remember.
Yeah.
No joke.
BFMs
No joke.
are for professionals only.
The magnets that hold BB-8's head on, and there's 12 of them. Each one, a pair of them pulls with 300 pounds each.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Dude.
So if you get your hand between there, you got 300 pounds at about an inch around, 300 pounds at that small space. It will squish your hand.
Yeah, those things are crazy. So
No
just
joke.
outlined where I'm going to drill. So I'm going to drill some holes in the back of the armor, make some straps just like I did in season 1. Basically, like the concept is backpack straps because that needs to hold the weight of the backpack, and then slap it on. And I hope maybe in about a week I'm going to take photos and then submit for Rebel Legion approval. At least get that going.
Oh, speaking of, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it, bud.
What we were talking about it in our private chat, where Kai basically said I was approved, but it had to be someone else because we're in the same
team, same squad,
same base. Yeah. But so that's cool. I happy about that. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, it's cool. So yeah, I'm getting close. Just some minor things that I'm just tweaking right now, and then also I'm looking at Matt Rendar. I did that Battle Tribe Stormtrooper TK with the night vision goggles thing. I'm thinking about doing. He's got a couple other. He has a phase 2 bucket, and he also has. I think he's got like an ARC Trooper bucket that's militarized, and that was a fun project. So I might pick another picture and do another sort of Star Wars / military combo thing. So I'm just getting some ideas. But yeah, that's it.
Can I make a request? So you know how like Odd Viking does all his like tutorial posts?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do a tutorial or a recipe post for your weathering?
For my weathering? Yeah, sure. For the mud one or just
do like a recipe. Like I would love to see that.
It's gonna be like a 2-minute video because it's not a lot, but I'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
Go ahead, Brian.
By the way, Andy from Down Under.
Oh, Andy. Okay.
Andy from Down Under, the other SCG.
Yeah.
Thank you, bud. These things are really good. They're different, but they're good, and they're banned
sweet,
apparently
right?
in California. So whatever. They're not. Yeah, they're more sweet. They're not tart.
Right, the Australian version.
Australian, yeah.
Remember, we tried some at the bar, and it was like, this isn't even sour. He's like, oh.
No, but maybe it is for them.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
They're like, this is pepper in addition to salt.
Wow. Let's see if we can offend any other countries.
I'm kidding. I love Australians.
Jonathan.
Camelot.
Croissant.
Now I'm gonna have to post it. I sent you guys that picture. Now I'm gonna have to post it.
Yeah, I saved it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. On Workbench, I had to do a little bit of work on Kylo to get him ready for the event the other day. That was good. I had to do it, just basically clean up all the seams and frazzled seams and stuff. I'm getting an echo. I don't know who I'm hearing.
Everyone mute themselves except Echo.
Mute themselves. Okay, muting.
Okay. And then I've been working on my Denizen. So I got a bunch of fabric over the weekend. I've got the shirt made, which is really cool. Got some other pieces to go on that. If I get the leather work done, I think I actually have something that's kind of wearable. So, and again, this is all based off of that not approvable Mando helmet that I made a while back that has the fabric we joked was like Ponda Baba's sleeve across the head. So it's got that. So that'll be the rest of the costume to go with that helmet. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. I might have that done here within the next few days if I keep pushing. That's it for my workbench.
So I didn't work on too much stuff. There's no costumes to build right now other than Chrysanthemum, which is going to take a while. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. So the those walking tall work boots that I ordered from the UK, they came in. Did I talk about this last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I think you said you
Well,
ordered them. Oh man, yeah,
I
we
did
talk
order
about
them,
it.
but they came in. So those are like scary to walk in, but they're pretty cool. And then
Yeah, are y'all vertigo on those things?
it's crazy. Yeah, like I have to like literally bend like over like this to get into a doorway.
I think we need new pictures of them because what you sent, it just looked like trash cans with straps on them. But
That's what they are.
That's essentially what it is. Yeah.
That's what
really strong.
they're like Home
really
Depot
strong.
buckets
Yeah,
with two
yeah.
Velcro.
You know, you could have got those trash cans at like Staples or
Could
something. I'm just saying.
have got Home Depot buckets and some Velcro.
So I mentioned earlier that my wife, we got her a new car, but so she wanted to park it in the garage. So we completely cleared the garage out, gave her a dedicated spot, and we took that time to like really organize everything. So we got 4 of those shelving things that hang from the ceiling, where you can put a bunch of bins. So we did that, and then it was my wife's idea to consolidate all of my Star Wars costuming stuff in like one area. So we got one of those like huge, like 8-foot by 8-foot, whatever steel, shelving systems. And like all my bins are now like in there. And it was so like daunting to see. It was overwhelming to see everything together in just one spot. And then
it's a cool story, bro.
That's cute.
I don't have the 72 cases and bins that Raimi has, but you know, I'm getting there. So it was kind of cool to see all that. And then I got started on, I did start building something. It's a slow burn. It's not the OC Mando. It's the first piece of my 2025 Celebration Japan costume.
Oh,
So I'm not gonna reveal.
I didn't know we were talking about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal or talk about it, but
You know, I'm making some progress.
It's on the resin print. It's on the large resin printer right now, and yeah, it's gonna be cool.
So are we?
We don't have to say.
We may as well at least just acknowledge that we know what we're going to do.
Yes,
and that's all we're going to say.
We are doing a group build.
And most of us are working on stuff.
We have 2 years.
Yeah.
So
some people are halfway through what they need to be.
Meanwhile, I haven't done anything.
My whole thought process is I don't want to be painting it when I'm in Japan.
The day we walk inside.
When I was unpacking from London, I noticed that there was spray paint on those really expensive shoes that I had, and I was like, "Oh no,
no way!"
Yeah,
bro. Wait, Tokyo Hands in Japan is like a it's like a dual hardware art supply, like everything. It's the coolest store. It's like multi levels. It's like 5 stories.
Oh, we gotta go.
And it has everything.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Cool. It's the best place. Yeah.
We need a way to talk about what we're building without saying what we're building. How do we?
We're kind of doing it.
We don't have to say what it is. You could just say the Japan costume.
The Japan costume. Okay.
Read a history book.
It's the Dad Batch.
Yeah.
It's a Dad Batch does Japan.
We'll just say our celebration costumes. Our celebration costumes.
Our celebration costumes. Yeah,
The
so
Dad Batch
Batch
does Celebration
does-
Japan.
Does
worked on-
Japan?
Yeah.
I've worked on nothing other than a couple things, just testing some pieces for that. But a lot of yard work. Been trimming some trees and I organized my shed so I could clear out more of my garage. So that's
Oh my
work on
gosh.
stuff.
I need to clean my garage, man. I left it. It looked like a natural disaster went through right before London. And then I came back and I was like, ugh. So I didn't go in the garage for like a good week. I didn't even want to look at it, address it. Finally, this weekend started cleaning it up, but I still got a lot more to do.
I did start to repair the broken backpack from Crosshair from Celebration, and I think I'm gonna print those new shins and do some of that stuff here pretty soon. So, but
Well, you're going to submit too, right? You're going to submit.
Yeah,
for...
yeah. I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna
He's
submit
gotta.
Rebel Legion too. I thought about it, and here's something for us to consider. Like all the clones have always been dual Legion, right? All of them.
Not all of them.
Looking in your direction, Raimi.
Well,
I'm thinking.
I mean, all
You
clones.
can't do a
that'd be
Purge
true
Trooper.
because
in
but that's
Rebel
true.
Legion.
Hold on.
it's Order 66 though.
Devil's advocate here. All clones belonged to
Breed.
the Republic,
Right.
So at one point in time, the Bad Batch did.
but not Imperial Crosshair. That was post Order 66.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
getting-
the Order 66 is
Until
the
he
cutoff.
until he shot an Imperial in the face.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
he
what I'm-
came back. Yeah.
I'm not.
Now he's
getting-
Rebel Legion, bro.
Yeah, that
Definitely
would be the
Rebel
that would
We
be
just
the
made
argument.
we just made the argument. There you go.
What is more rebellious than shooting your commanding officer?
100%.
And that guy deserved it.
It was more of a
Yeah.
commentary on like season 2, the rest of
Mercenaries.
y'all. Like,
Mercenaries.
I think it should be both because if you look at like Cody or Rex or they're dual Legion, like they're clones. Like at one point in time, Clone Force 99.
But I think it's
the work
tied to
of
the
the
costume,
Republic.
though, right? It's tied to the costume and where we are.
They don't.
And-
You could pick that apart.
It just depends on if they're good or bad.
I just think it should be.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know the answer to this, but obviously we know that stormtroopers are only in the 501st.
Right.
Does Luke and Han in stormtrooper disguise, are those Rebel Legion approvable?
I believe they are.
Then there you go. Then that's it.
I don't recall though.
Which
but
is
the
interesting,
Rebel
like,
Legion guidelines are tough. So.
There's no CRL for Luke and Han on with the helmet off on the 501st side. The closest we have is the Hero Stormtrooper. There's an ANH-TK stunt and an ANH-TK Hero. And the
Right.
hero is the Han and Luke suit. But the helmet has to be on.
Isn't there Cad Bane in the TK? I believe that's
There's a Cad Bane in
Clone
Trooper armor.
armor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in Clone Trooper.
He's wearing what is it, Denal's
Yep.
armor,
Yep.
right?
What
Yeah.
about Kanan in a TK?
I have
mean,
not heard of that, but I don't know that anybody's tried.
There's Mortis Ahsoka.
John, you could do that like today.
John, we could throw my animated TK on you,
Oh, that'd be
Boom.
dope.
We could do it today.
dude.
No, not today.
Drive
He lives
Why?
far away.
a couple.
Oh,
Because
well,
he lives in Tehachapi.
Tomorrow.
All right. Well, that
Saturday.
puts us down a rabbit hole.
Saturday.
But
Saturday.
I would like to say shout out to the Carolina garrison out here. I got on the forum because I was looking for May the 4th troops and ran into they were doing like a sticker run, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna order some stickers. They're very nice stickers. And you know how merch goes with the legions. You're a member and you kind of go on. You see that they're selling stuff, and you're like, oh, They had 11 left, and they were like $1 each. Or I was like, oh, let me buy the last of them. Went on, sent the guy the money, whatever, and then he hit me back and was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like I can't keep up with the sales, and there's only 7 left, and like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't, just send me what you have left, dude. I'm all good. He's like, well, do you refund? I don't care. Just it was like $15 or whatever. And then it was cool because he sent me all the stickers, and then he sent me this patch too, which is super cool.
Nice.
So a little Vader love.
Is he doing a force push there, or what's he doing?
Yeah, it's Vader doing a force push. So
Shout
out to the Carolina Garrison.
Hey, I never put that
parents.
I never put that together. But are you? Have you run into Albin since you've been out there?
I have not. So there was like a 20th anniversary of the Garrison out here photo shoot, like right when we got out here, and he was supposed to be there, and he didn't show up. So
calling you out, dude.
Haven't ran into him yet. So there's some of the cons and stuff I think he shows up to, but everything's a super far drive.
Are we gonna ask him to join us?
You can ask him that question when he joins us on the podcast, which is in the works. So stay tuned.
Albin, where are you going to be? I was disappointed because I wanted to meet him. So Albin Johnson is the founder of the 501st Legion, for anyone that doesn't know, and he lives in South Carolina, so just an hour south of me.
There you go. Just have a troop at his house.
Yeah, dude, just go down there. You can eat some peanuts along the way and freaking hang out.
Like, Albin, do you want Crosshair to show up at your house or what?
Delicious peanuts.
Hey, Raimi.
Yo.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
So tomorrow is May the 4th. Actually, it'll be today by the time this episode comes out for most folks. So don't forget that as of the 4th, we will have new episodes of Star Wars Visions. So Star Wars Visions Volume 2 comes out tomorrow. There are 9 new shorts. We've covered this before, but I want to go over it again because I love this series and I'm really excited about seeing these. So we've got, again, 9 shorts from 9 different studios around the world. And whereas most of them were like kind of anime shops before, we've got a large variety this time. So Cartoon Saloon, based out of Ireland, has an episode called Screecher's Reach. Punk Robot, based out of Chile, has an episode called In the Stars. El Guiri, which is out of Spain, they've got an episode titled Sith. Aardman, of Wallace and Gromit fame, out of the UK, they have an episode titled I Am Your Mother. Studio Mir, out of South Korea, has an episode titled Journey to the Dark Head. Studio La Cachette, based out of France. Joe's 12 years old. Based out of France, has an episode titled The Spy Dancer.
Sorry.
Really going for it. With
do you guys see what I have to work with here?
Dark Head. He could have called it anything else.
That's not Steven's face. Sorry.
Oh, man.
88 Pictures out of India has an episode titled The Bandits of Golak.
Oh, God.
I'm going to do a terrible job pronouncing this one. D'Art Shitagio out of Japan has an episode titled The Pit. And friendly reminder, that one I don't know a lot about that one, other than that one has an extra level of collaboration with LFL. LFL came and visited them, paid them a visit during production on that, and I know they work very closely with that studio specifically. So I'm curious about that one the most. And then go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, last but not least, Triggerfish Studio out of South Africa has an episode titled Ow's Song. So again, these all come out tomorrow. They all drop at the same time. And
okay, that was my question.
Okay,
yeah.
There we go. I
don't like that. I like the weekly releases, but
way. These are short though because they're only like 15 minutes. So I like the last time I was able to sort of sit down and go through all of them. I didn't do it in one sitting, but I did it in 2. So, and it was kind of like watching sort of 2 episodes of one of the shows.
You know what's funny?
Stuff is out now too, right? Like the
Jedi
that is. Okay,
yeah.
Well, again, so the Young Jedi Adventures, officially comes out tomorrow. There has been some content. There were like a short version of it released on YouTube before as sort of a teaser, but the official release of that is tomorrow.
Okay,
as well.
When Visions came out the first time, I didn't realize that you can watch it in multiple languages. And so originally I saw Ronin in Japanese. I didn't know there was an English version. So I watched it in Japanese and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
In
And
fact,
I'm glad I did that.
yeah,
That was a good choice.
if you talk to the writers and producers on some of those, they will tell you that they actually wrote them with the intent that you would watch them in the native Japanese with the subtitles turned on.
It was so
And the
good.
better.
language
And
is
that-
different. The
that was-
language is different because the way they communicate is different.
Mhm.
And then also too, if you do it that way and then you try to go back and watch it with the translation, it just sounds weird. He'll be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
"Oh,
better.
I'm
in
coming
its
to the
original
dark
audio.
side." You're all, that's not the sound I was expecting to come out of that.
Oh yeah,
And
the
I
translation
also
and
feel
grammar.
Yeah, I feel like the dubbing kind of takes away from the original actor's portrayal because it's
Right.
literally erased for someone else to use, to for them to speak over it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
even though I think they do hire like proper actors to do the but it's not like they're
it's
hiring
not the
Ashley
same.
Eckstein or whatever to do.
Yeah.
Right.
not
It's
the
like
same.
it's other actors, so it's better to hear the original intent rather than like someone just dubbing over, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I don't know that that's going to be the same vibe with this set because these ones are also international. Like we got like Ireland and South Africa and the UK and France. So I don't know that watching them in any specific language is going to be the same as the Japanese ones that we got the last time.
We'll be doing weekly reviews on those episodes.
Yeah. Do you want to do like one a week?
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll do like one a week.
Yeah.
That should take us right up into
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka. Yeah.
Ah, perfect. Okay. There we go.
Uh,
In
And
more,
they're short too, so they'll be short little conversations.
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
We
I
could
can't
even
wait to
mention
review Journey to the Dark Head.
we should mention what shows we're going to watch, the next two ones we're going to watch in the previous show, so the people that are listening can also follow along with us.
All right. Well, in that case, next week's episode, we will be talking.
Like we can just do
about,
1 and 2, right? Yeah.
Cartoon Saloon's Screecher's Reach.
There you go.
So
We'll
and
see
then we'll
there.
go from
Oh,
there.
it's 1. It's 1. Okay.
Darkhead too.
In more animation news, and I did not know that this was coming until this got announced. I guess yesterday. So Disney Plus announced a new Simpsons Star Wars crossover is also dropping tomorrow. It's a short; it's not a full episode, but it's a Rogue One themed Simpsons crossover. So the full title is Maggie Simpson in Rogue Not Quite One. So, and the poster for it, she is flying in space amongst a space battle with Darth Vader and a bunch of TIE fighters behind her in like a spaceship version of Grogu's little pod.
Oh
So
gosh.
I'm gonna try to compare it to the Family Guy
That's the poster.
that version.
Oh, Family Guys was brilliant.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so freaking hilarious.
The
Oh,
Blue Harvest.
yeah. Oh, one of these days we should do that as like a Hunter's hard drive or something similar, and then we should do the Robot Chicken stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
When
Also good.
so Return of the Jedi is in theaters, or it was in theaters last week, and when we were watching Return of the Jedi, and they have that scene where R2-D2 is getting ready to launch the lightsaber to Luke. It's all done.
Oh gosh,
All I could think about was the Family Guy one.
you can't not hear it anymore. Yeah, or it just goes on forever, and they just keep
Forever.
nodding and looking at each other. Okay. Next up, got some just some May the 4th reveals from Hasbro. Also just I don't have a picture or anything, but I guess Disney also announced that on May the 4th, in light of the game Jedi Survivor, they're going to be releasing Cal Kestis's new saber, right?
Yep.
Cool.
At Disneyland.
And it's the new. I'm assuming it's got like a kind of a 2 saber price point since it's double bladed and comes apart and stuff.
I think it's
Spoiler alert.
$400.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to get it for you, Steven.
Yeah. Right.
Didn't that
remind
game
you
just come out too? And they're already like releasing a saber for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
so they did a contest last year where you could
I remember
vote.
that.
You could vote for the
Yeah.
saber you wanted, and Cal Kestis won by quite a lot. So I'm sure based on
So
that,
don't waste any time.
they
Just
knew that this one was coming. Yeah,
Ching!
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They got to
good,
make up
man.
for they got to make up for lack of Grogu merch when season 1 came out.
That was
Mhm.
true. But because I feel like when they release it last time, like the game had been out for a long time. It's like the game just came out. Like, you better hurry up and get to this point to what the saber looks like. Because it does evolve, right? The saber evolves. I haven't
Yeah.
played, so
You can change it. You can change
yeah.
like configurations and stuff.
This Disney lightsaber is so hyped because it's double bladed and it can switch between all 6 colors of saber.
I mean, that technology should have been in a bunch of their sabers already.
Yeah,
but
For the price
meanwhile-
too, they can do it.
right? The LEDs are in there. It's all just
yeah.
so. So we got a big slate of reveals for May the 4th product pre-releases from Hasbro tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. So first in the lineup on that is, and we kind of covered a lot of the Disney stuff last week, so I won't go into that again. But first on the Hasbro slate, we've got a Black Series Axwoves premium electronic helmet. I can already tell that this is just a repaint of the Boba Fett helmet that they've released over and over. And so, because you even on the product photo, I can see like where they've just painted over the battle damage. They never should have made the battle damage actual texture on that helmet. That was a bad move because it only worked correctly on one version of that helmet, and then ever since then they paint over it, and you see that it looks like they've just repainted a damaged helmet.
They just said, "Screw it, run with it."
Yeah. So, I guess the dome doesn't have the dent, so maybe the dome doesn't have that, but the other parts are all just repiece, kit bashed. So we've got a vintage collection Wicket and Nisa 2-pack of Ewoks. So I always like that Nisa one, the pink with the pink hood from the animated show. There is a Darth Malgus Black Series announced. And since when did Black Series figures start costing $34?
I mean,
last year.
Back in my day,
I don't even
I guess-
want to don't even get me started on
I
those
guess
pricing, man.
I guess he's bigger, but come on.
back in my day.
inflation.
Yeah, they'll market it like a deluxe figure and charge you
Yeah.
$35, and it's just a regular figure. Nothing
Yeah.
deluxe about it.
In their Gaming Greats line, which is seems to be exclusively available at GameStop. They've got a Black Series General Grievous, which looks to just be a repack. We're getting a vintage collection Luke and Grogu. That actually looks like a new
Nice.
sculpt for Luke. A Black Series Wicket, kind of available on his own. Although he's still $25 for
Wicket.
Wicket just by himself.
He's like a third of the size of a normal figure.
Dub dub.
We've got a Return of the
Yep.
Jedi specific Black
Yep.
Series Chewbacca
Yep.
coming out too. Looks like from the Battle of Endor. For the first time, we've got a sort of a I don't know what you call it, like a Phase 2 Ahsoka in the Black Series format. This one looks really good. From the Clone Wars.
Phase 2
specifically.
clone?
Well, I don't know how, like not the season 1 look of Ahsoka, but like later in the later seasons when Ahsoka had grown up a little bit, but still in Clone Wars.
Season 7?
Not season 7. Like not
So is
season
it
1.
Phase
She
1 or
had-
Phase
like
2?
4, 5, and 6 season.
well, it's not a. You're
So
getting
4,
hung
5,
up
and
on the,
6 is
the
phase
fact that I
2.
used phase. I know, but not clones. So they changed Ahsoka's
Oh, they're
look.
not clones.
She's. It's an Ahsoka, dude.
What? What the heck
He said
are you
phase.
talking about?
I said phase, and your brain went down the clone path. But
You went
that's not
straight to
what I meant.
clone.
I don't know how
Phase
to.
5.
It's not the season
Oh,
1
so it's an
or
Ahsoka
2 version
figure?
of Ahsoka, but it's I don't know whatever she looked like later. I don't know how to.
Oh, okay. So like season 3 to 4, maybe.
She's grown up a little bit, but not the season 7 look.
Ahsoka has like 30 outfits.
That was
so-
complicated to go through that one. Okay, so we've
Yeah.
got a Black Series Phase 2 clone trooper. This one's actually a clone, Phase 2 clone trooper. Looks like kind of a new head sculpt on the body. I'm sure we've already had. We've got a Black Series Magna Guard General Grievous's bodyguard. This one, I always like these guys.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. And then now we've
Those
got
are in Jedi
a
Survivor.
yeah. We've got a Black Series Mandalorian figure that is sort of the Book of Boba Fett or season 3 look for him. So, and he's got the Darksaber. So, let's see.
I can't do the action figures anymore. I mean, I
can't.
I was collecting every single one, every single variation. You know, I had every single one like in the package, mint. I was that guy, but I can't do it anymore. Especially when the pricing is like $35 a figure or $27 a figure. You know?
But then also like the figures, like if there's a newer version, they don't necessarily make new molds, right? They just repaint the same mold. So yeah, I got a close look at season 2 for Tech and all of our figures actually. And there's nothing new. They just painted over.
Yeah.
Even it doesn't matter if the armor's missing or if they change something out, like they just painted over the original season.
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And what bothered me a little bit, because I talked to somebody at the Hasbro booth at Celebration, and I won't say who they are, but they're involved with designing the figures. I was asking them specific questions about the Wrecker Season 2 figure, and I was, like why are all of his leg components clearly just season 1 repainted, whereas like you gave him a whole new torso and a whole new shoulder and all that stuff. And they literally said it just came down to cost because they have to work within a certain percentage of budget. And while the business side of me can completely understand and respect that, the collector in me, the fan in me was just, so you're just telling me that it's not worth it to make, an accurate figure.
Well, the thing is, they're charging the same amount, right? So if they
not for $25, right? Maybe for 35 or 40.
If
then
you know what I mean, like
about it.
if they're spending the money to make the mold for the first version, they had to spend money to make that mold. You're telling me that the second version is we just want lower margins or higher margins, right? That's really what it is. They don't want to invest the same amount. They just want the higher margin. They want to make more money off of the second one.
Right.
It's weird though, because the Hunter figure looks pretty good. I was looking at all the armor piece. He has the back and the front thighs. He has the little comma pieces, the belt, everything.
So good. Hasbro does their budgeting by waves. So they're given a budget number that they have to hit for the wave. So they can spend more on one figure and sacrifice on another and so on to hit that number. So that's how they do it. That's why you'll see some of those figures get all the tooling because they needed it because they were more dramatically different. And so they'll go through iterations where they'll be like, okay, what if we spend that money on this leg piece on this guy? But then they're like, well, but we need to put that over here because his shoulders are so much more different that we can't just repaint these ones. And so they kind of have that at the wave level.
Yeah, so. I can see that. I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't consider myself a collector because I'll open that package and I don't care. I'll chew on it. I don't care. But I want it, so I'm going to pay the $35 for that one specific character, and I'm happy. So I get it. It is what it is.
I get it, but that's also why I've gotten rid of all my figures. I don't collect the action figures anymore, and I just pony up the money to get the hot toys or the sideshows.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too.
Those things are incredible. Jeez.
I mean, they're incredibly
Space becomes an issue.
Yeah. Incredibly accurate. I mean, so much so that we've even got CRLs in the Legion based on those Hot Toys figures. So,
yep.
For me, and I'm sure there's collectors out there who would say that they don't really care. I don't want to say they don't care how much it costs, but if they're given the proper value for the item, then it makes sense. I'm not going to spend I'm not going to spend $35 for a inaccurate season 2 Wrecker figure when I can go spend, what is it, $300 or whatever for the best Wrecker Hot Toys you can get.
Yeah, I think it's a result too of your means and how much. Like I hardly buy anything now just because space, and I it's like look at all this stuff I have behind me. It's like quality over quantity, I guess. But that's not even right.
Yeah,
no, that's right. That's right.
preference.
I used
Yeah.
to sort of
You know?
buy just everything that Hasbro put out. And then I got to the point where I started having the conversation with myself and be like, okay, if I buy this, what is it going to displace? Like what is this going to replace on a shelf? Because
Totally.
that
Yeah.
space is now a fixed resource.
Mhm.
What is this better than? Like if I'll get this, if I can figure out where it's going to go and what else is going to get put in a box instead. And then I did that for a while, and then I got to the point where it's like I just can't even do that anymore.
And then half your collection's in cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I've got an entire storage unit that I'm paying stupid money for that's full of collectibles that are not on display in the room that I'm in.
It's
right
kind of
now.
how I felt when we did our panel underneath that dang table. But anyway,
All right. So Jon Favreau did an interview with Entertainment Weekly's Star Wars podcast. So, and some of this it's just quotes around some of the stuff that we had talked about before. So, as it related to the notion that they wanted Skeleton Crew to have an Amblin vibe, he said, with Kathy Kennedy running Lucasfilm, when John Watts and Chris Ford come in and talked about wanting to do something that feels like an Amblin movie and has that tone, it's like you're speaking right to the person who was there and knows the 11 herbs and spices that go into it. So it's interesting hearing them pitch it and how she reacts to that. And then kind of going on, he said, one of the things we really like about what the shows that we've been working on have turned into is that in the tone of each episode, and in certain cases each series, really reflects the storyteller of the filmmaker. So in The Mandalorian, you could have many different tones, even though the writing is consistent across them. Different filmmakers will bring different perspectives, and so each episode hopefully feels different, though they should sit alongside one another. With Skeleton Crew, I would go even further there because it's Watts and Ford and a whole array of wonderful directors. Some have worked with us before, some who haven't. And so each episode has its own feel to it. Then moving on down, let's see. When he says, when we think of Star Wars as a genre, it really is a number of subgenres within the Star Wars genre. That's a lot of the use of the word genre in one sentence, John. Because those were George Lucas's influences. So it could feel like a Western. It could feel like a World War II film. It could feel like a samurai film. And so you could push limits, especially on the Clone Wars. They deviated in so many different genres to thrillers and to noir and different types of adventures in different tones. So that's what's keeping us engaged and why I'm continuing my collaboration here. It's because it's never like you're doing just one thing. There's always room. And then he wrapped up the interview by saying, as long as you adhere to a certain aesthetic, and we all agree that it feels like it's Star Wars, there's a lot of room for how you can move around. It's interesting, too, as you see the Star Wars Celebration panel and these great trailers, how different they all are, but they all sit together. You could never group them together, but thanks to the world that George created, they all feel like they share a common underlying aesthetic. And that just for me, everybody's like, I'll get asked the question, oh, what's your favorite Star Wars film? Or which one didn't you like? I'm like, I don't look at it that way. It's like, to me, it's one giant book that's not done being written yet, and each piece is just a different chapter, and it was written in such a way that you don't have to read them all in sequence. So that's kind of my outlook on this.
Agree with you.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Read the chapter you like.
Yep.
Exactly. And then the last little bit of news. So as John mentioned earlier, we've got some of us are going to be at the Star Wars night for the LA Galaxy soccer team this coming Saturday. And as part of that, our friends over at Thank the Maker and Mosh Isley podcasts, Thank the Maker and Armor Party podcasts, they're presenting a Mosh Isley after party for the Galaxy game. Anyone with a ticket to the game can go to the party for free. So anyone that is interested in coming out here in the LA area on Saturday night and having a little bit of a Star Wars party and there might be some folks from the Dad Batch podcast in attendance.
John,
go check out LA Galaxy and buy any ticket to that game that gets you in the door. Will also get you into the Mosh Isley after party.
sick. Sounds fun.
You're flying out for that one, right, Brian?
Go. Totally, I'll be there.
I will say at least 3 of the 5 of us will be there.
Oh,
Not
what?
the absentee dad batchers.
I said 3 of the 5 of us will be there.
Steven, you're
Absentee
coming?
dad. Dang.
I'll call it in.
Yeah, Steven's going to be one of our handlers for the game.
Nice.
Someone's
just
got to
do-
keep you in line.
We'll just do a message FaceTime or whatever. We'll join you that way.
We'll IG live you.
IG Live.
I'll bring
There
my
you
phone.
go.
And that is it for the news.
Nice.
Why did you make me do this?
Guess you have a choice. You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know, fathers.
Damn, it's been a while since I've heard that.
I missed
been a
that
minute.
intro. It's been a minute. So yeah, Hunter's hard drive this week. We are going to be talking about two things. The first thing is, right? Two things, yeah.
Mhm.
First thing is the new Dune Part 2 trailer, which just came out, which looks insane. Are we gonna? Is that what we're doing? We're gonna.
I haven't seen it. Can we watch it?
Yeah, let's.
I want to watch it.
Can you roll that, Steven, for us,
Can we-
please?
Steven.
Let's go ahead and watch that trailer.
Beautiful
look
Dune footage.
Breathtaking. When you see sand here, imagine water. If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you. In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets. But the darkest of them all may remain. The end of House Atreides.
Your father didn't believe in revenge.
What if Paul Atreides was still alive? Have you ever had a dream about your first ride?
Don't try to impress anyone. You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct. Nothing fancy.
I understand. Nothing fancy.
You will never lose me, Paul Atreides. We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope! May thy knife chip and shatter.
Bruh.
Wow.
Keyword. This year.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, that was my first time seeing that. That's crazy.
Oh,
It's
no way.
always
Yeah. Oh.
November 2023. It just said this year.
That's
It'll
crazy. I didn't know Elvis was in it.
Yeah. So Elvis plays Fade Rotha, who is the nephew. He's the second nephew of the Skarsgård.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Elvis Presley. Who's Elvis?
Justin Butler. Butler.
Yeah.
Butler?
Austin
Yeah.
Butler.
And so that was Austin Butler. Sorry. So that was the first
the kid
look
that
at
played
his
Elvis.
character, and also the first look at Florence Pugh's character.
Dude,
She's the
Florence,
daughter
I
of
am,
her.
my wife knows this. I'm in love with Florence Pugh. Like, go on YouTube and look up Cooking with Flo. She has her own YouTube channel where she because she used to do music before she was acting.
Oh.
And then now on her YouTube channel, instead of music, she does cooking. Like she literally was her own little cooking show on YouTube. Go watch
What does
it.
she make? What does she make?
Good stuff, dude. Like she can
You don't even know because you're just like watching her. She's like
there's food.
There's food somewhere.
There's somewhere
What
down
el-
below. There's food.
What else
but-
was she in?
She was in
Black Widow.
Black Widow. She was in
Yelena.
Hawkeye.
Oh, she's Yelena.
Yeah.
It's Yelena. Got it. Never.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So
I
she's
was,
the
like,
daughter
looking
of
at
the
her picture going, why does she
emperor.
look so familiar?
She's the princess. Yeah.
Palpatine?
No.
Dude,
Princess.
that trailer is
Princess.
fire.
Yeah.
Dude, them riding the worms. Oh. I remember after I watched the first one. After I watched the first one, I was like, when are they going to ride the worms? What's going on? Why aren't they riding the worms? Like,
that's in part 2.
They saved
of
it
the
for
first story. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Looks pretty amazing. If it's anything like the first one that came out, what was it, 2020 or something?
Oh, dude, I need to rewatch it. Although, who knows when it's
Yeah.
going to come out? It's going to come out December 31st.
It's this year, so just get ready this year.
It's coming out this year.
Just be ready this year. But yeah,
That'd be a good.
That's a keep.
That'd be a good Christmas Day release right there.
Yep, that's an instant keep too, John. Just for your hard drive, that's instant.
Oh yeah, that's an instant Apple purchase for sure.
100% gonna watch that in IMAX. That's a movie that deserves it for sure.
Yep.
If any movie did, those two are the ones.
Yeah.
The first and second one. But there's a quote that Paul Atreides says, like, "May your blade." What was it? Something like, "May your blade shatter, may your blade break and shatter."
Yeah.
That's what the I can't remember the guy's name now because it's not fresh in my head anymore. But that's what the first Fremen said to him when they had to fight. When he fought and killed that Fremen dude in the first movie, that's what he said to him. So it looks like he's carrying on his.
Is that a cultural thing? It's a cultural thing, maybe? Or
yeah,
is that...
and not only that. So that character that he killed in the first film, they even showed it where the future was uncertain. It could have gone any certain. It could have gone any which way. And in one future, he was like his mentor. So there was like this weird connection they had, even though they were basically enemies in what really happened. It was still there somehow. So whatever, like he respected him and whatever. Whatever, there's a lot of respect. So he kind of carries his, I don't know if it's his legacy, but it's a little bit of him in what he does in the second film, which is really cool.
Hey, Raimi, have you modeled this yet?
I could.
There's a few. I have.
Looks like a part from my toilet.
I think John has one.
You know when you
when
you lift when your toilet doesn't quite flush, you have to lift the top.
That's the thing that you change when you get your oil change done.
Oh, okay.
The filter. Yeah. It's the filter.
The filter. Okay.
I will say, if I modeled that, it would work.
Well,
just
if it worked,
that'd be cool.
I might print it.
I do have one printed already. I don't know who the model. I don't remember. I think the modeler was actually Marco.
Wait, did they show that in the first one?
Yeah,
they did.
They had thumpers in the first one.
They used. That's how they called out the worm the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and with the doctor, she gets slain. Yeah.
Ride that worm.
Oh man, I gotta rewatch that. It's not fresh in my head at all. But yeah,
I'm ready to
super
rewatch.
excited for that. And Steven, also, did you want to talk about Jedi Survivor a little bit?
Bro, this is your time.
Hard drive,
Hunter's hard drive.
Well,
the floor is yours.
John, I don't know if I should buy it, bro. I need some advice.
How are you liking it?
I'm asking Steven because he's the only other person in this group that's played it. So
Joe and I need you guys to tell us if it's worth going out and buying a new PlayStation, because we don't even
some
have the
intel.
hardware to play this game.
Well,
I need some intel. Is it worth it?
So I would recommend, John, don't for our listeners, don't put any spoilers out there yet.
Oh no spoilers. I'm just going to talk about general mechanics and how it's going compared to the previous game. That there were certain things that were not so great about it, and that I think that they actually listened and fixed in the second one. So the lightsaber combat's really good. I don't know if anyone played the first one. Right? I guess all of you guys must have. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super good.
So it was really super good, right? So this one has more to it. There's more customization, and I'm not even very far, so I'm not. I don't know what else comes after where I'm at, but there's a lot of customization, metals, colors, like your weapons. You can change, the hues of the metal, if it's polished, if it's tarnished, if it's
Did they make the maps
well
better?
kept. Yes. Yeah. To answer what everyone's actually thinking, yes, the maps are finally more user friendly, I guess is a good way to put it. Because the ones on the first game were pain in the butt.
Such a hard time with that,
dude. I had to
just multiple levels.
I had to spin the map around several times just to figure out, okay, where am I at on this thing?
No, so now instead of having to spin it and where it's locked on you and spinning, it's basically like a free moving centerpiece, and you kind of move it where it needs to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
A little bit.
Now this is also like me as a dad, as an older guy. Like, how do you move this map around? I could be that.
Listen, my son's 13, and it drives him crazy too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not an old guy thing. It's just a really bad design in the first game. Yeah, so the map system is 100 times better in this second version.
Awesome. I already like it.
Yeah, so the lightsaber customization is really cool. There's a blaster, which we already saw in the trailer and the preview, but that thing's actually pretty cool. There's like some, because you there's different stances and you pair them up. Certain things pair up with other things. So you either have a one-handed saber where you're just one saber. You have the double saber. You have one where it's like a huge like claymore style sword where like you move a little slower. It's kind of crazy.
Speaking of that blaster, Marco already modeled it. I've got the files.
What kind of blaster is it? Is it a one we're familiar with, or is it a brand new blaster?
I think it's a new one. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it.
That's awesome.
It's really rad. One of the characters in the game give it to you. One of your crew buddies.
Like Han Solo.
It's it's kind of like Han Solo with Rey, but not quite.
Beckett gave him a blaster, right?
Beckett.
Beckett and Han.
Come on.
Yeah, it's not quite like that either. It's not like his mentor. It's like one of his peers that's like, here, take this. But it's a cool blaster. It's really cool, and you can change the metals. There's like a Beskar steel metal you can use on your saber and blaster.
Job Jedi Fallen Order.
And then he's wearing different gear, right? Like he's actually suited differently, right?
Yeah. So I think they did a really good job on this too, because a lot of people like to do their own version of Cal.
It's a lot more customization, right?
Yeah. You can customize, so you can just do the shirt and the pants, or you can add a vest, or there's also pre-made, preset options that you can find or buy around the world. And the one that I actually wanted to mention was for any Dash Rendar fans and Shadows of the Empire fans, there's a loadout called the Outrider, which is the Outrider, if people don't know, is the name of Dash Rendar's ship in Shadows of the Empire. And basically the loadout is his vest. So that's a little Easter egg that most people might not even pick up if they don't know what Shadows of the Empire is. But I absolutely love it. And I think this game's filled with a lot of those types of Easter eggs, like a lot of little like throwbacks, and there's also connections to shows and stuff.
Nice.
Which is
that's fun.
Yeah, they're linking everything, man. It's crazy. They thought about a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
That's rad.
And there's some cool stuff so far. Yeah, like one of the villains is kind of crazy, and I'm not going to talk about that because you got to get into the game a little bit.
Then.
Huh? What's that?
I said you should probably stop then.
Oh yeah. That's it. But I think it's worth picking up and worth trying. I wouldn't buy a console just to play the game, but if that's what's keeping you from getting the game, I would buy the console. If that's the option,
just do
like,
it.
I'll
just buy the
it.
console because there's going to be more games anyway that you got to play. Might as well start with this one.
That blaster looks cool. That blaster is awesome.
That's a cool looking blaster.
Kind of Cad Bane-ish.
That's old school, like Western.
Yeah,
that looks like it belongs in The Mandalorian,
with like the hexagonal barrel. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it
looks like a revolver, just without the
like a Taurus
revolver.
Fallen Order was
without the part that revolves.
Super fun game, and the games are super fun. I don't have the time to play them, but I will definitely be watching someone. I know someone
Some
finish
walkthrough.
it, and they're going to make a YouTube video of basically all the cinematics of
The story part,
all the
right?
the cutscenes.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That might even be up already.
I will watch that. And
Those are fun to watch too.
If someone has already
Those
done
are fun.
that, link us. Send us a link.
There might be.
Hit us up.
I'm actually gonna look it up.
Batch Pod. I'll check it out because I like the story of it. The story is really, really cool. So I just don't have time.
So
to play.
I will say, because John, that was a very good overview of like the mechanics, the new mechanics and stuff. But
Yeah.
I want to also add to the new story plot points that they've added into this game, and how they're tying in everything into the same Star Wars universe, like all the new media of Star Wars and how they're tying it all in. It didn't feel like they were just like, ramming it in your face. It felt cohesive. It felt natural.
It's very well done.
It's very, very
it's
well
very
done.
well
The writing,
thought out.
The writing on here is it makes sense. It's not like they're cross promoting just for the sake of cross promoting.
It's sort of there's meaning behind it because these characters, for example, one of these characters or several of them that are mentioned and shown are from the High Republic, which is something that's going on otherwise, in a comic book form. Yeah. Well, it was a long time ago, but they're linking that era to this video game, which is in a post Order 66 world, whatever, a post Jedi world.
Yeah.
But they're linking the two things where they're they're talking about it and they're mentioning it and in the future, whatever. And I think that's amazing to because usually they don't talk about one thing in another thing so much. I guess
unless it's clones.
Clone Wars. Right, Clone Wars.
Dude, that's all they do is cloning. Well, the act of
But
cloning, like cloning's in everything now.
Right, but this is like hundreds of years ago, and it's showing up in a video game that is, making it relevant, and I think that's really cool.
That's cool.
I like
that. Is cool.
Also, like you can really tell that the writing is just like again, it's just so well thought out because like the opening sequence when you're walking through the planet that you're on during the opening the first stage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you've been there a million times, but now you're seeing it in a new way, and it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like home, but in a room that you've never been in. If that means like
you're comfortable.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. So if anyone's on the fence, definitely get it. It's worth giving it a run through. I'm like probably 25% through it, or not even that. But I have some people I've been speaking to that are blowing through it, and they're trying to tell me stuff. I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't tell me anything. I played for 2 hours total, probably. Like, please don't tell me. Yeah. But lots of cool stuff in there so far, and I'm sure there's more. I saw one spoiler that I out of context, so I don't know when it comes up or whatever. But yeah, I saw someone that shows up that, yeah. But we'll see. Yeah, it's good. Definitely pick it up, check it out, play it, all that.
All right, 2 recommendations from Hunter. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you got it.
Missed those, man. That was cool.
Yeah, we got to do more.
You may proceed.
For your information, the stinger of a Yalvik queen is a delicacy on some planets.
So typically I'll have questions that I'll ask the group. Not going to really happen this time. Actually, we're going to read an email from a listener, and this is pretty cool. So we found out relatively quickly, like within the first few minutes of doing the podcast live in London, that there's more than 15 people listening. There was clearly a bunch of people there that we didn't even know were listening. And so it's pretty cool. And this is just a continuation of that realization that there's folks that don't even have social media, but they're finding the podcast. And so one gentleman sent us an email, and Steven's kind of like, kind of running a bunch of the admin. You're doing a lot of the heavy lifting behind scenes, Steven. So thank you. But you brought this to our attention, and I just have to read it. So bear with me. I'm going to read this. It's a little lengthy, but it's that good. So here it goes. Hello there, General Kenobi. I just wanted to take a minute to reach out and share a few words with you guys. I've been listening to the Armor Party podcast since last year and enjoyed all your individual interviews with Mike. Shout out to Mike. Through Armor Party, I started following each of you on Instagram to keep up with your builds. Awesome. As I'm always curious as to what's on other people's workbench. Turns out we also follow a lot of the same makers. Finally, I decided to check out the Dad Batch podcast. Yes, after hearing each of you mention it. And let's just say I was hooked from the first episode. In fact, I started listening to your pilot. Yikes. And within about a week and a half, I managed to power through all 37 episodes. Oh my gosh. I work in federal law enforcement in the greater Montreal area up in Canada. And our shifts run 12 hours, which is usually spent patrolling alone in a vehicle. Dang, that's got to be kind of a little boring. But dude, we're in the car with him. We're cruising. That's kind of cool. And so as you can probably imagine, it makes for long days and even longer nights. So I usually have some music or podcast playing in the background. That being said, listening to your podcast is something that always puts me in an absolute best of moods. Dude, that's pretty rad. It pretty much goes without saying that I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I discovered building armor somewhere around summer of 2017 when I found a video of the Mandalorian mercs on social media. I built a custom Mando out of Sintra, vacuum formed plastic and resin cast helmet, and that was it. I was hooked. Barring a 2-year gap when I was deployed to an isolated northern posting, I couldn't ship anything there. I started diving into 3D printing around 2020. Since then, I haven't stopped building helmets, blasters, and props. Some I've kept for display, and others were gifted to friends for their children. Last year, I started down the rabbit hole of making a season 2 Mandalorian Boba Fresh, as he's been so affectionately dubbed. As of now, I'm just waiting on my soft parts from Mike at the Dark Side Closet, which is really cool, to assemble everything and put the final touches together so I can submit for the first time 501st approval. Meanwhile, Raimi has like a 75, I think, costumes. So he's going to try to catch up, I guess. Given my employment,
that number's debatable.
Given my employment, my online presence is pretty non-existent. Again, this goes back to what I was saying. There's a lot of people listening, and we don't even know. When it comes to posting on social media, however, listening to the show, I have to say I'm inspired to change that. That's awesome. And I'd like to start an Instagram page dedicated to showcasing builds and connecting with other makers like yourselves. I didn't realize how much I've been missing the social element of being a maker and a Star Wars fan, and how important it is to connect with the community and forge relationships with other like-minded people. In all honesty, Joe's interview with Mike on Armor Party struck a chord with me given the similarities of our backgrounds. The force I work for is a paramilitary organization and closely resembles the military both in training and chain of command. And despite operating almost exclusively in Canada, with exceptions of deployments for peacekeeping missions, we frequently get uprooted and deployed within Canada. This means leaving behind communities, friends, and relationships only to be dropped into a new setting every few years. I can tell you that kind of sucks. This can feel pretty isolating at times, not to mention that the nature of work itself can be demanding and can make forming friendships outside of work difficult. What Joe said about finding an outlet that you can connect with at your core really spoke to me. Having a passion so completely unrelated to my everyday job allows me to reopen doors to my creativity and imagination that I haven't ever really noticed had closed over the years. And connecting with other people who share that passion has been something I never knew I was lacking until now. I didn't really know where I was going with all of this when I started writing. It is a long letter. That's fine. I just figured out reaching out to say that I think what you guys are doing is great. And there are people even as far out as Canada that are listening and loving the content you guys are putting out into the world. As a soon-to-be father for the first time, I can only hope to provide such a positive and uplifting example for my own children. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait for you guys to release more episodes, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, we may run into each other sometime in the future. Thank you, guys, and remember, enjoy your spice responsibly. P.S. Team Onion all the way.
Oh no, he lost me. He had me in
buddy.
the first 3 quarters, but he lost me at the end. That's no, very sweet. That's an awesome email.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Lucas, right? Or Luke?
Lucas.
Lucas,
Yeah, Lucas.
man. Shout out to Lucas. That's a really nice.
Congratulations on the baby, dude, or whatever you're
Yeah,
having.
congrats on that.
Yeah.
On Baby Onion.
Could be a baby.
An Angelin.
Baby
An
Onion.
Angel- Hey.
That's squeezy.
Nah, it's just super sweet, man. Like, oh my gosh, this is another example. We didn't know Lucas was out there, so
No.
that's just cool.
It's pretty
Super cool.
crazy to think that someone just like found it like
Randomly?
Like I just always assume everyone is either Legion or Instagram, you know. Like how do you find something like that? I mean, I guess if you
Well,
watch
he's
Star Wars
obviously got
video or
good taste
something
in
YouTube
podcasts.
Well,
Armor Party and
That is true. but-
Dude, Armor
That's how he
Party's
found us. Yeah.
well.
Armor Party.
I mean, you got to think like Armor Party started before us, and I mean, we were dialed into it because it was all about costumes.
Yeah.
So it just made so much sense.
I mean, I was into it just because of Mike's sweet voice, but
He does have a sweet voice.
He's a
yeah, that
pro.
was for
Yeah.
radio.
We need to have him back, dude. Mike, what are you doing right now?
For the ratings.
isn't he at Star Cruiser?
Is he?
No.
No, he's not.
Ryloth
He's not at Star
and Co.
Cruisers.
All right,
Ryloth
Star
is-
Cruiser.
And Sonfield's out there too.
Sonfeld. Shout
Oh,
out
dang.
to all them, that crew.
The
They're
skipper,
having
the
a
CO.
good time.
Nice.
You guys want to go to
I
Star
think
Cruiser?
Ryloth-
We need to go.
I'd rather go to Japan.
I think
Well, here, look.
Yeah.
If we split it between the 5 of us,
I can't.
it'll be a work trip.
Just start making
Oh,
buckets.
Just like the 5 of us are in the 5-person room.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a small room.
Dude, we've been under a
That's
table,
fun.
bro. We can get.
No, yeah,
we can get
we-
close.
That's fair.
We've been under a table. That's true.
We can get close.
If there was
It's
a way
called
to
nuts
pull it
to
off,
butt.
I'd be down, but it's challenging financially.
I'm gonna call that one in.
That's what I'm gonna say from now.
It looks
on.
fun
Calling
though. It
that
looks
one
like
in.
people are having a lot of fun.
Let's print our own Star Cruiser. Let's make our own.
Our own just
Hey,
like
if they want to
bar
sponsor us
lobby.
and send us out, hey, we'll do a review.
We'll do a show
We'll
on.
We'll
the
do
Star
live show
Cruiser.
from the Star
We'll do a
Cruiser.
live-
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys listening to Disney?
If
Got
anyone's
that?
listening, yeah, throw us on there. We love.
I'm sure
No,
we've
we
got
would
friends
love
that could
it.
pass the
It's
word.
$4,000 each. Sorry.
What?
No,
That's
it's not
$4,000
each. For blue cereal, they feed you.
It's expensive.
No, it's not $4,000.
If we divide it,
What
it's
is
like
it
$1,000
between
bucks. It's like $1,000
No,
each.
It is not. No, it's
No,
not.
I'm pretty sure Brian's right.
No,
It's not
it's not.
$4,000.
It's not
It's
$4,000.
expensive. It's expensive.
It's like one
That's
costume.
Japan money, bro. That's Japan money.
Listen, listen.
That's sushi in Japan. Get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go toe to toe with.
I'll
anyone
start
that
cruise
wants
all the way to
say,
Japan,
Japan's too
that's it."
expensive. I can't go to Japan. And compares it to Gallic.
No, yeah, I don't want to hear any of those people complaining if they're going on the Star Cruiser, but then Japan's too
Get
expensive.
out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You pick-
Anyway,
I wanna go
great
to-
email, Lucas.
Thank you,
Thank
Lucas.
you.
Shout out to Lucas.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
is-
Canada.
And if you want to hear your email read on the show, send
Oh.
them to dadbatchpod@gmail.com.
That could, I mean, that's pretty awesome because Joe gets all of his questions from Instagram generally.
I do.
This is a new
version.
platform for
It's not the first email that we've gotten, but
Well,
I don't
dude,
know, this one-
Ryan was another guy that he actually sent a letter,
yeah.
like hand wrote. Well, he printed the letter and he signed it, but he sent me a cool coin. But it's the same thing. He had no social media presence. He's also in Maryland law enforcement.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and just listening to the same podcast and stumbled upon us. And he's like, dude,
That's
you guys
crazy.
are cool.
Sweet.
Shout out to Thank the Maker and to Armor Party for always shouting us out and getting new people to listen to us.
Yeah,
So.
for real.
That's a good show, man. I like Think the Maker Pod. First of all, their memes are amazing. Second of all, their breakdown breakdown of shows is so nice. It's like bite sized.
When we were doing the Bad Batch reviews and they were doing them also, I would listen to our shows and then their shows at the same
ours is chaos.
Like theirs is so like educated and smart,
thoughtful,
and like thoughtful and just like a real review. And then I listen to us talk and we're like farts.
Or like thing went boom.
But
that's not why people listen to us, Steven.
Sushi's good.
Sushi.
Variety is the spice of life,
but
and it is nice because you can listen to theirs and get a different perspective.
It's a different vibe. Yeah, it's a different vibe.
Right.
Because I've done the same thing. I've listened to it and I'm like, man, and then I hear them talk to and like, oh yeah, they spend a lot of time preparing too.
I'll listen to them and I'll be like, man, these guys are and then I listen.
We're like late. We're eating. We're all right. Let's go. Hit play. What are we talking about?
They actually think about what they're going to talk about.
They watch the episode before they review it.
Yeah,
Brian,
did you watch it yet? No, I haven't watched it.
Sorry.
I'm going to Guardians though. We'll see you guys later.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I think that does it for us today. If you enjoyed listening, feed the algorithm. Give us 5 stars on your podcast app. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We've got weekly episodes, unboxings, reviews, other stuff. We've got our contest on YouTube right now. The first 1,000 subscribers get entered into the contest. You get a helmet of your choice, casted by the Dad Batch.
Anything you want. You want Darth Vader?
Anything in the world.
No, it's out of Alpha Ignition's library of helmets.
Oh.
Out of my
you want a Hunter helmet? No problem.
We talked about this.
Sort of.
Hey, come check us out on June 3rd in Poway, California, where we will be
not
Poway. We'll be at the prop swap being put
by
on
Trooper Bay.
It's an event being put on by Trooper Bay. Some of your favorite builders and companies will be there. Imperial Surplus is going to be there. Trooper Bay. And the Dad Batch is bringing the Workbench. Come meet us. Come say hi.
Come pick up a helmet or two, maybe
Even
a shoulder,
has a pallet of stuff.
some DIY projects to work on.
I am bringing a pallet full of stuff that will be left in Poway one way or another.
It's Poway.
It's not
John.
It's not coming
Poway.
home.
John has lots of helmets and pauldrons.
Yeah. Grab some helmets and pauldrons.
Dude, you got some of the best prices, John. If anybody's looking for a clone helmet, John is the guy.
I appreciate that. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bro.
You can follow me at stevie.kicks on Instagram, sometimes Twitter. Let the listeners know where they can follow you. Joe?
Tech.badbatch.
And Ramey?
thedadbatch.com.
And John?
You may proceed.
Is that a cat ass?
It's not. Well, it is a cat, but not the part you just asked about.
Ramey, can you look to your left?
That's
Can I look to my left?
Yeah, just
It
turn.
looks like a
Turn
no,
to
the
your
other
right.
way.
To your right.
That's
Cat sphincter.
that was my left.
Turn to your right.
I am
Just
aware
turn your
there's a
head.
cat in front. All right, fine.
No.
That was straight up cat sphincter.
Anyway,
was
you can
not.
catch me at
It was
Alpha
not.
Ignition on the socials. Ryan, where can people catch you?
At cat butthole.
What do you
All
think
right,
the camera
all
was
right.
aiming at? It was the cat. The cat's head
getting
was right
shut
by
down.
the camera. Yeah.
It didn't look like that.
You can find
Dots in there somewhere.
you can find Brian at thedarkhead.com.
RyanTheWorm.com. Oh my god.
Brian's done.
Ross Brian.
Thank you again, everybody, for listening to episode 38 of the Dad Batch podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 39. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.